Hi, today I have for you the BUDK Silver Razorback Survival Knife. If you notice on the box it says life-saving knife, but on the website it is the Silver Razorback Survival Knife. At first glance, the knife has an okay looking leather sheath. It has a pretty nice design on there. The leather, it's not top quality leather, but it's a leather sheath. When I first look at this knife, what I first thought was this is going to be like the Alabama Slammer or the BUDK Survival Knife, as in it was going to feel cheap. Now, when I picked this up, it's really, really heavy, which is a good thing if you like heavy knives, but a bad thing if you're looking for a hiking knife or something like that. It feels pretty good in the hand. If you have bigger hands, though, this handle might not be big enough for you. For my hands, though, it's fine. One of the first things you notice on this knife is the saw back on here, and it looks really aggressive, but when I tried it on a tree, I've tried it on various limbs and things like that, limbs of trees, it's not really a good saw. You're not going to cut a tree down with this knife. I mean, just, you got to get that in your head. It gets through bark fairly quickly, but when you get to the core of the tree, it really doesn't work. So, I mean, you use the right tool for the job. You know, if you need to cut down a tree, cut down a tree with a saw. When I first got it, the blade was very, very, very dull. I mean, you couldn't cut anything with it. But I sharpened it up, and it sharpened up alright. And it holds an edge fairly well. I was, when I took it out, I was hacking down at trees, you know, trying to get this blade to wobble, trying to get the blade to go away, tried to get it to dent, chip. It did not. So, I mean, this is fairly hard steel, which is why it's a little hard to sharpen. If you notice here, there are two holes here, and what that's for is making a spear. And, I mean, you could use that for anything if you really needed to survive. I mean, you could use it for a wild hog if you had to. I mean, you could be like Rambo and do whatever you need to do. On the sheath, let's talk about the sheath for a minute. It has this leg tie down here, which is extremely helpful because of the size of the knife, so it's not flopping all over the place and getting caught in, you know, brushes, thorns, anything like that while you're walking. It also serves a double purpose too. If you were really in a survival situation, what you would do is you'd want to take this off and you'd want to use it to build a shelter or whatever you need a piece of rope for, or anything like that. Let's see here. Now let's talk about the handle here. I don't know if you can really see it too well, but this handle is wrapped in a sort of twine. Now, this would also be good in a survival situation because you could take this off and you could use it to build a shelter or, like I said, anything you need to. The end cap has a compass, which works fairly well, but it's nothing I would really trust my life with. I mean, if you need a compass, you get a compass. This is like, you know, a backup thing. The end cap is a major issue with this knife. Now, I don't know if mine was just made wrong or anything like that, but I can tell you that this comes off very, very, very easy. When I was chopping away at the tree a little bit, I mean, it would just loosen right up, and it's not good at all. But another thing that I don't like about it is there's no O-ring. This is not a waterproof end cap right here. So, I mean, anything in here, you get this knife wet, anything inside here is going to get wet. So let's talk about the little tiny survival kit inside. Get this open real quick. Okay, so what this contains is 3 matches, which are not very quality matches. I mean, they break real easy, you know, it comes off the top. It also comes with match paper, too, which, like the BUDK survival knife, you know, it's adequate. It's what you need. I don't believe that these are Strike Anywhere matches, or... No, they're not. Let's see if we can get one to light. Alright, so that went up fairly quickly. But it's not a quality match. So you're going to want to add your own match in there. Let's see. Now here, you can see the little sewing kit. Now you can use this for anything, really. I mean, if you have a cut, you can go Rambo and you can just stitch yourself up. If there's a hole in your clothes, your tent, your sleeping bag, let's say your boots rip, anything like that, you know. This is a really, really, really important thing to have right here, is a needle and thread. Over here is a little fishing kit, and I believe with these little pieces of wood, I think they are like little floaters, you know, so you can see where it is and it stays on the top. And then it has a nice little split shot on here, just to give it a little weight so you can toss it right out. It looks like a decent amount of string. I mean, you know, don't expect to catch a 20-pound bass on this and feast. You know, maybe you're gonna get like a little sunfish or anything like that. Let's see, back to the knife. It's 13 1/8 inches overall. The blade is 7 3/4 inches, and this retails for about $10. It's $9.98 on the BUDK website. On the blade here, it says handcrafted in China, so you know it's not an American-made knife. Yeah, it's a $10 knife. That's what I'm gonna say. I mean, but for $10, you're not gonna get much better than this. This is a really quality $10 knife. I honestly don't think I've spent $10 and been so happy on a knife. Let's see here. That's about it. Now I'll go ahead and I'll show you a picture of where I was chopping away at the tree. And I hope you enjoyed the review, and there's more to come. Thank you very much.